it has taken me so long to get to this point, and I'm so excited because I've never done anything like this before. Because I'm too shy, you know. I was so scared to like, God, I'm a stutter. I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna, just different things just came across my, came into my thoughts, that would stop me from coming and share this word. But I'm excited that this is my first YouTube video. I'm excited that I created the channel, The Prayer Closet, because I feel like it's going to touch, I ain't gonna say I know that it's going to touch many people. I know that's going to change many lives because I know how God is using me. So I'm just, that part by itself excites me. I have been planning this for a very long time, to do a YouTube video or to go on Facebook Live, but it has always been something that has stopped me from getting to this point of just coming and record. Or I have recorded, and then I was like, well, I have to edit these tapes, and never get back to editing anything. Just never, nothing has never got done. Or I felt like, well, God, I got to get my hair done first, or I gotta, because I want to be presentable when I come to people. I want to be able to grasp their attention because I know this kind of world that we live in, how some people can be. Or when I was going to do a Facebook Live, I was like, well, I need to go and remove some pictures off my Facebook, because I did prior before I deactivated, because people who know me personally know that I haven't had a Facebook in forever. I just don't do Facebook or any kind of social media. But because of this journey that I'm going through in my life, I reactivated, so I can reactivate Instagram and Facebook, so I can just share certain parts of my life. But I had to delete some pictures because I didn't want people to be, judgy. Not that I care, but who I was in those pictures, especially since I haven't uploaded anything new, is not who I am now. They just didn't represent who my growth. There are still some on there, on my Facebook, that shows, partying at the club and stuff, but that's who I was. That's not the woman that I am today. I had to remove some people off my friends. It was just so much that I felt like I had to do before I get to this point, to just share a simple word that God was trying to give, because I keep making excuses. But I'm in a prayer closet. And let me just say that your prayer closet doesn't have to physically be an actual closet. It can be any space that you find time, that you can feel the presence of God, that you can get peace, that you can have just quietness, because you really want to look to just a place where it can just be quiet, so you can hear and you can receive. And so God can hear you and he can receive your word and your prayers as well, because we already have so many things that try to block our prayers and our blessings from going up and our blessings from coming down. We don't need anything else. We don't need any other interruptions. So I'm excited to start this video, and today or tonight. So I wanted to speak about purpose, because it's the purpose of God that has gotten me here. Because I found a purpose for living. I felt like my kids are my purpose, definitely, part of my purpose of living. But at one point in time, I just was living life, thinking I was doing something, because I was working, I was taking care of home, I was taking care of my home, and I'll say, I was taking care of my kids, a good job. I was trying to go to school. I was just doing so much that I felt like I was trained to do. Like when I growing up, I saw other people do it, so they grow up. I mean, I'm young and I see them doing it. Now it's my turn to take the spots where they're at. So now I'm working, taking care of my kids, and I just saw a repeated cycle. And I felt like my biggest thing, to be honest, is I've only been to high school. I have some college education, and I had got a job at the post office, and I just, at one point, I gave my all to the post office. I did everything that I could possibly do to try to get a better position, to be a supervisor, to be a lead clerk, whatever it was. I just did everything I could. But within that, I just I got pushed, like physically pushed by one of my coworkers, and it just changed my life. Like I just remember being at the machine, and I'm like, God, it has to be something else. I don't want my education, what I felt like the lack of education that I had, to be just stick me in a place, because I felt like I couldn't go anywhere else, because where else am I gonna go to make $21 or $22 an hour with no education? Like, where else am I gonna find this at? So I feel like I felt like I was stuck because I didn't have anything else to lean back on, and that tore me up inside. It was just I just can't even explain the thoughts that was going through my head at that moment, when I just felt like I'm chained to this because I didn't make the right decisions in my life. I didn't say yes when I should have said no, or I didn't say no. However, I think I may have said that wrong, but you get my point. I should have said yes sometimes, and I said no. And there was times when I should have said no, and I should have said yeah, and and it just put me in a place, I don't know, but that I shouldn't have, been. So I just went through so much, and it had led me to just being this young lady with 2 kids and a high school education. Where can I go? What can I do? I want more for my kids, but how can I get more for my kids? Because I'm stuck. And I don't think I've ever would have left the post office. I don't think I ever would have took the road that I'm going now if a man that I already went through so much with, and it wasn't a man that I was talking to, he was a superior at one time, actually pushed me and injured my shoulder. And that right there, after, it just changed my whole way of thinking, because I had a retirement job. I had a job that I could retire from, in 30 years, however long I could have worked there. That was my place. But when that happened, and for me to know what I gave to my job, and for them to give me absolutely nothing back, and I'm talking about like a phone call to say, hey, we know this happened, are you okay? I didn't get anything. I was just so hurt that it broke me. And I just like, God, I can't be just stuck in a place because of my past. Like, I feel like my past is keeping me chained to this area, this town, because I don't really know what else to do. Where else am I gonna go? So I was already saved, because I got saved. Like, let me tell it, I've been saved my whole life, but that's not true. I got saved in like 2014, but I wasn't living a fully saved life. But in like 2016, going to 2017, slowly things start changing. So I would, go to church here and there. New Year's, I'm in there praising God, or New Year's, 12 o'clock a.m. I remember on the floor, me and my kids, we praying, because we going to pray our way into this new year. Something's got to give. So I remember I joined Grace. A young lady I work with invited me to her church, and I came, and that just changed me, because I never had joined the church once I started going to Grace. Then I loved my apostle, so I ended up joining. So I was still off and on. I wasn't like living in the world like crazy, but I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. But slowly but surely, I would go to church sometime, pop in, pop out. And then I would not go for months, but I felt like, because I was in my prayer closet, all the time, watching sermons, getting a good word. I would watch Sarah Jakes Roberts, John Gray, Bill Winston, Tony Evans, Priscilla Shirer. I would just watch all these people, and I feel like, well, this is my time, this is my church, or whatever. Up into the, it's all up into the point that I got hit at work. So after I got hit at work, I was like, God, I had gotten to such a bad place. I'm dedicating this time to you. I'm going to go to church every Sunday. I'm going to go to Bible study every Tuesday. And I did just that. And my life has changed so much. Because I found, even when I was going through that, I wanted to minister, because when I was at church, when my apostle would be talking, or whoever was up to preach next, in my mind, I'm preaching the sermon. In my mind, I'm picking, and I never could really stay focused because in my mind, I'm picking up what they're saying, but I'm adding to it, or like I would do it, not critiquing him because he would give, or whoever, because they would be giving a good word, but I just found that I needed to, that I would just have my own sermon in my own head, basically. I'd be having church by myself. Like, I was clapping and screaming hallelujah for him, but in my mind, I just was having these thoughts. I just wanted to preach. And I remember saying this, having a conversation with someone, saying, like, I wanted to go to school to be a preacher, just all of this stuff, but there's some things that a school can't teach you. So, nonetheless, once that happened, and I was able, I was off work and I just dedicated myself to church. There's something so different from being in a prayer closet or watching sermons at home or watching your actual church live or something, when you actually get into a place and be embraced by true people of God. Not everybody was true, but to be embraced by some people that was true, and just to have the feeling and just to feel the presence, it just changed me. And I just wanted to serve. That's all I wanted to do. So I don't know where it came from. I just wanted to be a part of it. So I would serve the dinners. I would, whatever apostle needed me to do. Became a Sunday school teacher. Then Tuesdays I would get the kids. And then I became not just a Sunday school teacher. I would have them do the kids during children's church. Whatever I could do to serve and honor God, I did. And it's just something, it just grew in me, and I would still learn and to just, I don't know, I just found a way to help myself by helping others. Sometimes when I was speaking to other people, because a lot of people started coming to me because I'm awesome, truly I am. People would just come to me for prayer, or they would come to talk to me, and then this is my time to, preach. And it wasn't always like that. It wasn't. Sometimes you just need to listen. But nonetheless, I found purpose outside of that broken young girl with 2 kids with a high school education, because in God didn't see me like that. He didn't see me as this person. He didn't see me as a broken soul. He didn't see me chained to one area. He didn't see me chained. He doesn't see me like that. So when I found purpose in him, when I found purpose, for going to church, when I woke up with a new meaning in my life, everything just changed. So that's what led me to being in this prayer closet at this moment. And a scripture that has just opened up my eyes to really see how things are, could be, should be, was Romans 12:2. It says, "Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by renewing of your mind." I'm just going to start over. I'm not doing the video over, but do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. I was conformed. There was a pattern that I was living once upon a time in my life. I would work, go to Walmart, go to church sometimes, go home. Work, Walmart, church, go home. Work, Walmart, church, go home. Tiffany, you want to go to dinner? Yes. Work, go to dinner, church, go home. There was just a pattern. I didn't have a reason, other than my kids, I didn't have a reason to live. Not that I was having suicidal thoughts, but I didn't have a reason to live. I just felt like this is what I'm going to be doing for the next 30 years. But when I got into the presence of God, it was just this peace and this joy that excited me so much that I felt like I had to share it, that I had to tell someone, that I have to get this word out or whatever. And I think a lot of times we are so comfortable that we conform to our situation, that we don't see outside of what we're looking at because it looks good. We have money in our account, we have a nice car, we have a nice house, we we're living this fairy tale life that other people wish they can have, or we are doing better than, you know, the average Joe. Whatever the case may be, we just conform to this pattern of life. We're not really living for a purpose. And I know that, to me, the most important thing to me at the end of the day is when I meet God and he says, well done, my good and faithful servant. Or I don't want him to come and say to me, well, what have you done to in my name? How many people have you brought to me? We are all servants of Christ. That's our one purpose on this earth, is to serve Jesus, you know, so, well, to serve God. So if you're not serving, then what are you doing? But be transformed by the renewing of your mind. There's a back and forth thing that goes on with people, that lukewarm. You have to have a made up mind. There was a point in time in my life that I would go back and forth, but there came a point where I just, like, God, I can't take it anymore. Please take it all from me, God. You have to have a made up mind. My mind wasn't made up, so it was easy to go back and forth and to be like, oh, I don't need church. You know, I'll go this Sunday. I'll start the New Year's off. I'll wait to do this. But then once I made my mind up, a transformation came in. And there was some things that I didn't understand during this progress of transformation, that there were people and things that were letting go that I wasn't sure of why. There were relationships that came in, friendships that had came in and then went out within the same week, same month, whatever the case may be, because as I was transforming, when you transform into anything, the old can't go with the new. If you go on Murray back in the day, or whatever show, or anything that had, they like, I need a transformation, I want a makeover, they give you a new hairdo, they give you new makeup, new clothes, or you want your house transformated, they I don't know if that was a word, but they take out everything in your house and bring in something new, because if you want something transformed, you can't bring the old with the new. It's not going to mix, you know. I think a big thing was the Transformers. When a Transformer, the movies, the little cars that my boys play with, they start out as a raggedy garbage truck, or the Bumblebee, or whichever car that may be. But when they transform, there come these big, strong, these things of power, you know. And that's what happens when you transform into God. You're letting go of the old and you're coming into something new. You're coming into power. You're coming into strength. You're coming into wisdom. You know, they felt fly when they were the cars, but when they are trucks or helicopters or whatever they may have been, but when they became Transformers or whatever they're called, Octoprime, I don't know. It was the confidence that they got. It was just something different about them. They knew that for you to come up to me, you're going to have to fight me. It's going to be a battle, because I know who I am. I have been transformed. I know the strength. I have found myself. I have found my calling. And that's what a lot of people we're missing in our life. We are living in this pattern that we're just used to. And I think, like, for the longest period, I asked God, obviously, why me? Like, why do I go through the things that I go through? Why am I lonely? Like, God, why do I have just these feelings? Just even not too long ago, I remember crying like my big self, and I'm really, like, truly thugged out, but I was really, like, crying like, God, I was lonely. Let me just get your mindset where I was at. So my boys was gone. It was just me by myself. And I have found myself in this place so many times where I look up and it's just me and four walls. Nobody else. Nobody to call. Nobody to talk to. Nobody to say, hey, you want to go hang out? No one. I just didn't have anybody. And this was recently. And I just, like, God, I'm just so tired of just being so lonely. I'm just so tired of, like, I just don't have any. And now this is, and I'm saying this in my space where I've grown from being stuck and broken to this place of, growing in my faith, but I was still questioning, like, well, God, I can't believe I'm, going through this. Like, why, how come I don't have anybody? How come I don't have that relationship with my mom or my dad or brothers? Just so many things. And as I was praying, I just remember praying and crying, and I got up on the bed, and God said, stop feeling sorry for yourself. I was like, what can you say? Because he was right. There's a reason why God has kept me hidden. And I say hidden because I remember in high school that I wanted to be, I had such low self-esteem. I remember in high school that there was times that I couldn't even look in the mirror at myself. I would literally use the bathroom and wash my hands with my head down so I didn't have to see the mirror. This is when I was, going to shopping or chauffing. So for the people who is in Youngstown, went to school with me, that's what I used to do. I just couldn't see myself in the mirror. I remember crying so much because I just was just broken. Like I was just in this place where I just didn't love myself. I just was hurt. So I just remember I had lost my train of thought. But I just and if you know me, you know I'm good for that. But I'm just going to continue. I'm not going to start over because that's just who I am. But I remember being in this place where I just didn't love myself. I just couldn't focus on me. And I remember even praying like, God, please, if I can just, because my mom cut my hair off when I was younger. And I was like, God, please, just if I can get some hair just to right here, God, I'd be so happy, because my hair used to be like this short. Dang it, I lost my train of thought again. But, what was I saying? Oh, Jesus, Tiffany, stay on track. Okay. I was bringing it back to the point of why I felt like I was lonely. But I've been this way. I was that way my entire life, because I just didn't have anybody. I was adopted. I didn't have any, siblings. I didn't have a close relationship with my adopted siblings. I didn't have close friendship because I was 18. I moved to Florida. 20-something moved back. 20-something moved back to Florida. Moved to Ohio. Moved to Florida. Moved to Ohio. So I didn't have any thing that held me anywhere. I felt like I can freely go because I didn't have anyone. That's what I was saying. I felt like God kept me because there was times in high school where I wanted to be the popular girl. I wanted to be seen. I wanted to be noticed. And I felt like if I was those things that I wanted to be, I wouldn't be where I am now. If people gave me recognition, well, for being pretty or having a nice shape or whatever it was that I was looking for, or dressing nice, whatever it was I was looking for, I wouldn't be in this spot today. It would have probably taken me longer to get here. But because I was broken for so long, it just took me that to be so broke to only lean on Jesus. So I would can say most of my life I've only had God. I really never had any kind of authority figure. That's why me working for people, having anyone trying to tell me what to do is hard, because I've never really had to listen. I took care of myself. So it was a lot, to get to the place that I'm in now. But I felt like God kept me that way to bring me who I am now. So to make me who I am now. So yes, there has been times in my life where I felt like, well, God, when am I going to get when am I going to get a relationship? Lord God, I want to be married and still have kids. God, when am I going to, how come I just don't have, I do have good friendships, that I've had for over 20 years, but I always just wanted to be a family and feel complete. But I feel like because I don't have those things, God is able to use me more, because sometimes we allow people to constrict us or restrict us and to conform us into a pattern that we're used to because of their title and because who they are. I really don't have that. I will let you go in a snap because I have by being adopted, you're so used to people coming in and out your life that you don't try to get too close to people, because you know they may not be there for long. So I don't have that where I have to feel like, well, I got to stay here because my mom is here, or I have to do this because my dad is here, or my brother is here, so I don't want to move. I don't have that. God, take me wherever you want me to go, because I can go. I'm not going to have, it doesn't matter who you are and what your title is to me. God will always come first. I tell my kids every night when I pray with them, I love you, but not more than I love God. Because I have to love God first. And some people may not agree with that, but that's me in a place that I've came into, to help find my purpose. Because if I don't have a good relationship with God, and how can I see them grow to the young men that I know that they can be? I don't want them to feel the same way. I don't want them to feel that they have to do something because of their background, or because their mom can't provide, or because whatever. I want them to have all of the options and all of the opportunities that is open to them. And I feel like I can only get that through God. I feel like I want to find my purpose, or live in my purpose and walk in my purpose, so my boys can have a purpose and something to walk into. I don't want them to live every day in a repeated cycle, Lord God. I want just to have joy. I want to wake up and say, I'm doing this because at the end of the day, I'm being judged by God and not by people. And I think that's our biggest fear is we conform to the people. We don't know what God's will for us is, because we're so scared to test it, because we're so scared to leave certain people behind, or certain things behind, and certain jobs behind. We're so scared to step out on faith and step out on to do anything, because we feel like our only purpose is to survive. And I don't know about you. I don't want to just survive. I don't want to just live life, to just save money and wait till I retire. I don't know. I don't want to just survive. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. I don't want to live off assistance my whole life. I just want more. I want to experience more. And being in this prayer closet talking to you, to me, is more. It's out of my norm that I'm usually becoming in. And I know, even as I'm speaking, even with the mistakes that I just made, I probably should have stopped and recorded, but I'm not, because that's life. This is me. I'm not perfect. You're going to see, this is who I am. I make mistakes. I stutter sometimes, I can't pronounce big words. It's like, I'm gonna skip over that. I'm not going to read that today. That's just who I am. I don't want to show, I want to be real, because sometimes I feel like we have to conform to who people want us to be, and I'm not. You're going to accept me. You're going to watch my videos because you love who I am, not because you love who I think I am, because I'm making you believe that I'm somebody that I'm not. This is it. I am finally happy with myself. I'm happy with my head, my forehead, my eye. And I say these things because these are things that people used to throw darts at, because they used to feel like they could, because I didn't have any purpose in me. I didn't have any self-esteem in me. But my purpose is not to please other people or be pleased by anyone. My purpose is to please God and to serve Him. Long as I can do that, what you say about me or what anyone says about my life doesn't matter, because I'm not walking for you. I'm walking with the purpose towards God, for God's pleasure, because the joy of the Lord is my strength. So long as I have the strength from His joy, I can walk in the purpose for my kids. That's just it. But I don't want to take up too much time, and I know I probably went all the way around some of the things that I wanted to say. But just know, be yourself. Find out who you are. Walk with the purpose in God. Because if you keep on conforming to the pattern of this world, one day you're going to wake up angry. You wonder why you wake up angry every day. It's because you're probably tired of being who people told you who people are telling you you're supposed to be. Live life. Love. Be free. Know God. Trust Him. Don't worry about what anybody else have to say. Don't worry about, anything other than God. I pray that this video touches you. I pray that it opens your mind. I pray that you find your purpose. I pray that you find a different pattern. I pray that you never conform to the world, but only to God. I pray that you transform. I pray that you test out the will of God and see where He will take you. Because what you think is good, God can do 10 times better. Our eyes have not seen the things that he can do, but you will never know if you don't live in his purpose. Be blessed.